Hello and welcome to Accelerated Math Grade 6. Get my pen ready. Grade 6. So we are going to start with equations and expressions, basically getting ready for pre-algebra, which will fall into algebra eventually. So before we start with that, we were going to start with some basic terms. One thing that we need to know is terms. Terms are just simple terms, as we say it, like 3, x, y, 14, c squared, s cubed. They're just simple terms. Now, terms can get combined to create expressions. So for instance, we can grab, let's say, the 3 and the x and the 14 and make an expression out of it. Well, we make expressions by putting plus or minuses between terms. So we would say, for instance, 3 plus x. That's an expression. Or we can say, 14 minus c squared. That's also another expression. So we went from term to just simple expressions, which is just combining a bunch of terms with plus or minus. And then from this, so these was terms, this would be expressions. And then we can create equations from expressions. So for instance, you can say 3 plus x equals 18. So what we did here, we have an expression on the left side, we have an expression on the right side, and we are creating an equation by placing an equal sign between two expressions. So these are the fundamentals of as we get through and learn algebra. Now, notice that I mentioned that plus and minus are the operations that are used to separate terms. What about multiplications or divisions? Whenever you use multiplication or division, so for instance, if you do 5 times c, this is not two terms. This is in fact only one term, which is 5c. Or if we say c divided by y, this is still one expression because this is basically c over y. Basically, what I'm trying to say is when you're using multiplication, or division, you are attaching terms to combine to create a one term. However, when you use addition or subtraction, you are separating terms from one another. So if we were to, for instance, look at the following expression, 2c minus 5y plus 2x over 5, even though there is a multiplication between the 2 and the c, a multiplication between 5 and the y, a multiplication and a division in the third expression, we have 3 independent terms that are combined with one another with minuses and pluses. Now, one thing we need to note here is signs. The sign that is in front of a term belongs to that term. Oopsie, I don't know how to write. Belongs to that term. So wherever it goes with it. So if we have from the above 2c minus 5y, this minus belongs to this whole term. It's a minus 5y. This 2c, if you don't see anything, there's a invisible plus, oopsie, plus 1 there. Or sorry, invisible plus there. Sometimes you don't have to write unless you're trying to connect multiple terms together. So what did we learn so far? We learned about terms, which are just independent, just terms, numbers or variables, as we can see. Different terms can get combined with plus or minus to create expressions. Expressions are just expressions, they're not equations, they don't have an equal sign. And then you can equate multiple expressions with one another to create an equation. For instance, 3 plus x equals 18. Multiplication and division attach terms to each other. So 5 times c makes 5c, and it's still an expression. And the signs in front of terms move with it, attach themselves to it. So minus 5y is attached to that term. So wherever that term goes, if it's an equation or whatnot, that negative should go with it. So this was the first part of our lesson.